Tunisia are about to kick off their 7th appearance on the world stage. That places them in a tie for second amongst all African nations. And yet, the Eagles of Carthage are not discussed as one of the giants of the regions. Coming off their historic group stage victory in Qatar over France, this squad is looking to finally make its name in the knockout rounds of a World Cup. Welcome to Kickback Soccer Media's World Cup Capsules, where you'll learn everything you need to know about all 48 of the national teams competing at the 2026 World Cup, from the history of the game, the nation's current World Cup trajectory, unsung heroes, and cultural moments. I'm David Goss, and today we're talking about Tunisia. Like I mentioned, the goal for Tunisia is to level up this tournament. Their North African neighbors Algeria, and especially Morocco, who finished 4th at the 2022 World Cup, have leveraged dual citizenship players and strong youth development in a way that make it seem like they are set up to dominate Africa for the foreseeable future. But the key for the Lions of Carthage in 2026 needs to be collective spirit and cohesion, according to their manager, Sami Trabelsi. Quote, "We have good players, but few compete in the top leagues or reach European finals. That makes a difference. To go far, you need a united, balanced group with character. If we maintain that cohesion, we can aim high." Just like their neighbors Algeria, soccer entered Tunisia through the French occupation in 1881. In the early 1900s, clubs started to form mostly by the foreigners. Eventually, the locals started creating their own clubs, which was not an easy matter due to legality and major pushback from the French. Espérance Sport de Tunis became the first club in Tunisia to strictly have a rule of only Tunisian players in 1919. Soccer clubs were used early on to support revolutionary efforts and maintain the Tunisian Muslim identity in the midst of an occupation. The Tunisian League top division started in 1907, made up mostly of French players. Tunisian teams and players started entering the scene in the 1920s. After the 1956 revolution and Tunisia's independence, the French clubs were dissolved. The league claims this entire period still as part of its history, despite the complexities, and is considered one of the best in Africa in popularity, quality, and professionalism. There are a few different governing bodies in Tunisia, but following the independence, the Tunisian Football Federation was formed in 1957 and joined FIFA and CAF 3 years later. Like we mentioned, Tunisia is consistently punching above their weight. It's considered one of the best national teams in Africa. They've made the World Cup 6 times and qualified for the AFCON 21 times, winning it once. More on that later. Tunisia withdrew from the 1966 World Cup, along with all the other African teams who were protesting FIFA's decision to give Africa no direct qualification spots and forcing African teams to compete in playoffs against teams from Asia and Oceania. Then in 1978, they made their first World Cup appearance. They defeated Mexico 3-1, making them the first African team to earn a win at a World Cup. But then they were defeated by Poland 1-0 and drew scoreless against defending champions West Germany. From 1998 to 2006, Tunisia enjoyed a three-peat of qualification. 3 straight tournaments, but they failed to get a single win and only collected 1 point in each of their appearances. They were back in the fold in 2018, and things were looking up. Before the 2018 World Cup, Tunisia were able to achieve great results and climb all the way up to 14th place in the FIFA rankings. In the 2018 World Cup, they lost their first 2 games against England and Belgium, but were able to get a consolation win over CONCACAF's Panama. That was their first World Cup win since 1978. Then in 2022, Tunisia started their campaign with an impressive 0-0 draw against Denmark. They then lost 1-0 to Australia in the following match. But in their last group game, Tunisia achieved a historic win against their former colonizers, France. Unfortunately, the 4 points were not enough to break their group stage curse. Tunisia became the first team in history to qualify for the World Cup without conceding a single goal. They drew 1 game and won 9, scoring 22 goals and topping Group H in Africa. Similar to their North African neighbors, Tunisia have a large population of foreign-born dual citizenship players. They've utilized these players in the past, but there's been a large focus in recent years due to the success of a similar system in Morocco. Players like Hannibal Mejbri, Elias Gihiri, and Elias Saad have all decided to play for Tunisia and have already solidified their spots with the national team. Even with a strong domestic league, most players in the national team play their soccer outside of the country, including a good amount playing across Europe. Tunisia have qualified already for the 2025 Arab Cup, which will be outside of FIFA windows, so a lot of Euro-based players likely won't participate, but it will show their depth. And then they will have all of those players available to them for the AFCON coming up at the end of 2025. Sami Trabelsi took over as his second stint as manager in February of 2025. Since January 2024, Tunisia has had 4 different managers. Things have been going extremely well under Trabelsi, winning 7 and only losing once. Trabelsi knows the pressure for these players. He played for the national team during the 1998 World Cup. And Tunisia, under him, has employed a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 and are very organized defensively. Tunisia plays a team-focused style on both sides of the ball. During qualifiers, their 22 goals were split across 14 different players, and as we said, they did not concede a goal. Hannibal Mejbri is a 22-year-old midfielder currently playing for Burnley in the Premier League. Mejbri joined Monaco back in 2018 for a fee of €1 million. Within a year, he was sold to Man U for €5 million, with the possibility of it rising to $10 million with add-ons. He played 8 times for United's first team, but spent most of his time on loan in the Championship with Birmingham and La Liga with Sevilla. Eventually, he signed permanently with then Championship side Burnley and was a huge part of their promotion push into the Premier League. Those minutes are not as consistent. He still plays an important role for the Clarets. He originally started with France's youth national teams, but he was called up to Tunisia's first team in 2021 and has since played 37 games with his parents' homeland. Quote, "The decision came as a surprise to many friends and close ones, but I chose it with my heart. Playing for my country is a wonderful thing. When I played my first match in my country's jersey, I got goosebumps. And during the national anthem, I almost cried." Mejbri is often described as energetic, dynamic, and determined player on the pitch. He does not hesitate to participate in defensive phases and to press the opponent. Young stars like Mejbri will hope to bring another AFCON championship back to Tunisia. They won their only title back in 2004, which is their best moment in history. Tunisia were selected to host the 2004 AFCON. It was the 3rd time in the country's history. After a fairly seamless group stage, the Eagles were paired up with Senegal, led by Al-Hadji Diouf in the quarterfinals. Jawar Manar scored the only goal of the match. They moved on to the semifinal to face a legendary Nigeria side with the likes of Kanu and JJ Okocha. After a 1-1 draw, Tunisia won in a 5-3 penalty kick shootout. It was then their North African rivals Morocco in the final. After going up in the 5th minute, Morocco tied things up right before halftime. But Ziad Jaziri scored the winner in the 52nd minute to ensure the trophy for the hosts. In front of 60,000 spectators on home soil, Khaled Badri and Riyad Bouazizi lifted the trophy after receiving it from President Zain El Abidine Ben Ali. Hatem Trabelsi is considered one of Tunisia's best ever players. Born in Arian, Tunisia, Trabelsi grew up in Sfax and started his football career with his hometown club of Sfaxien, where he initially played as a forward. An injury crisis at Sfaxien resulted in Trabelsi playing as a stopgap right back, leading to him converting to defense and becoming the team's regular right back. In 2001, he moved to Europe, signing for Dutch giants Ajax. He stayed with Ajax for 5 more years, making 145 appearances, scoring twice, and providing 21 assists. He's considered one of the best in his position due to his pace and agility. A handful of English teams, including Arsenal, came close to signing him during his time at Ajax, but deals fell through. In 2003, he was in the top 50 for Ballon d'Or nominees, The only other right back nominated that year was Brazil's Cafu. With the national team, he played in every game during the 2002 and 2006 World Cups. He also played every game in the 2004 AFCON, which Tunisia won. After 2006 World Cup, Trabelsi announced his retirement from international soccer. He played one more season in his career with Manchester City, featuring 20 times, and scored his lone goal against inter-city rivals Man U. He is a legend, but also kind of an unsung hero because he's a right back. When you talk about football's place in everyday life in Tunisia, you have to talk about their biggest and most legendary club, Espérance de Tunis. The most successful club in Tunisia with a record 34 Tunisian League Professionnel 1 titles and 4 CAF Champions League titles. As previously mentioned, the oldest club, they were formed in 1919. Huge following across the country, not just in Tunis. They are part of the Tunis Derby along with Club Africain. They gained worldwide recognition when they competed in the Club World Cup in 2025. Tunisian fans are very well traveled, and they showed that during the Club World Cup, where Espérance fans took over American cities and stadiums despite not having the biggest of numbers. They chanted and created an atmosphere in every game they played. Some fans were said to have sold their furniture to make the trip. One of our own at the Kickback Committee, Valère, was in Nashville and went viral when he accidentally posted a video about the Espérance fans. The number traveling for the national team will be even bigger, and they're going to bring that same energy on a larger scale. This is going to be one of the media darlings of the 2026 World Cup. Many people think they don't know a place in Tunisia off the top of their head, but Matmata, Tunisia is a small Berber village famous as the filming location for the original Star Wars movie, with its underground troglodyte homes serving as the inspiration and backdrop for the planet Tatooine. Tunisia are always looking to punch above their weight. We saw it at the 2022 World Cup. The team spirit and the fight has the ability to elevate them over some bigger countries and maybe more talented opposition. They are going to hope that they are able to get out of the group and get to the knockout rounds at the 2026 World Cup. We are doing a Biopack podcast like this for every single country that is qualified for the World Cup. So make sure to check out all of our other shows and follow us on social media at Kickback for all of your World Cup coverage.